Hey everybody, Lieutenant Robertson here. What we're going to show you is a new hose load that I stumbled across on the internet. Um, it's going to allow us to be more combat ready. I don't know if you remember much about the old load. You had to pull the double baskets along with the rolled up roll, the donut roll first out. To deploy 150 foot the way we were carrying it prior to this morning, it took about 100 feet to walk out, 100 to 150 feet to walk out to get it deployed. And you still had a lot of kinks to fool with. What you'll see here, you still have 150 foot pre-connected. There's no need to only need 50 or 100 foot short, because we're going to deploy 150 feet in just less than 50 feet straight out from the engine. You'll see a loop. You'll come across these packed on all three engines. You'll have a loop and a nozzle, and those are the key components in deploying this attack line. I will get Firefighter Schindler to grab the loop and nozzle and walk straight out, imitating we are parked 50 to 75 feet short of a car fire. He will be able to deploy all 150 foot of 1 3/4 line and 50 feet, and it will be set up or deployed in a Z-drag fashion. There will be no kinks to chase out and no flaking of the officer, so the officer can do his job and the engineer can focus on getting the line charged quickly. So I'll let JJ step in here and deploy this. As you can see, he dropped the loop that he had, he dropped the nozzle. He now has his nozzle, his 100 foot coupling 50 feet in front of the engine, which is a safe working distance from a well-involved car fire. You'll see the hose bed's empty. We've got no kinks to chase out. Mike, you'll be able to charge this line kink-free without flaking any other hose. All right, so here's the 150 foot Fenton flat load. And again, once again, this is something I stumbled across on the internet. I am not taking credit for it. It's Bill Fenton. I'm not sure which fire department he's from. But this is 150 foot pre-connected in the hose hose bed, just like we had prior to. What we're going to show you here is, you saw it deployed. We're going to have a firefighter deploy it, but you're going to see down on the tray, and you actually see 3 flats coming out at a time. And that's what allows it to deploy 150 foot and only walking 45 to 50 feet. What you see here, loop, nozzle, is the two things you got to remember when deploying this. You have a loop and you have a nozzle. Loop comes before nozzle, so pick your loop up, pick your nozzle up, and walk. And you'll see the firefighter do that. Notice how 3 rows are coming out at a time. When the hose bed is empty, he's walked approximately 45 to 50 feet. Lays the nozzle and the loop down. He then has 150 foot deployed in a fashion of a Z-drag, kink-free. The operator can charge the line, and you don't have to chase out any kinks or flakes. So what we're here is we've deployed this line. Now we're ready to repack it. We're going to show you how simple it is to repack. If you can see this whole line laid out, you see it's in a Z-drag, just like when we deployed it. You leave it laying just like that to repack it back. You'll notice that 50 feet away from the engine starts our turn to come back to the engine, and that 100 feet of hose we turn and go back out to the nozzle. That's important when you're putting it back. We're going to load this side in the back of the trough, flat loaded. When we get to our nozzle, we'll explain up here how you make that loop that you saw in the beginning of the video. So you want to start against this donut roll back here. So if you turn your hose, walk it to the back, and then walk it down. I'll let JJ control this whole thing. One person can easily load this, managing the folds easily if someone just feeds him the hose. So now that you got your first 50 foot flatted in here, you're going to take this coupling, you're going to lay it back here. This is going to be 1/2 of your loop. Okay, then we're going to turn it around, we're going to pick up this other coupling. We don't want to pull or load the 50 foot that's going out to the nozzle. We want to load from here this way. So what we'll do is we'll lay this coupling up here. Starting on the left this time, walk it straight down your hose trough and flat load this. And here's my loop. I'm going to leave it as such. Now the last or front is going to be the nozzle. Remember, you laid your coupling up here, you left yourself a little slack. Hold your wall up, pull your hose down to the bottom, and simply flat load your last 50 foot, ending with the nozzle. Lay my nozzle here, my loop back on top of it. Again, strap it down. When I unstrap it, raise my loop up, pick my nozzle. Here we are at the front of engine 92. You got your dead roll in the back's kind of covered up with the loop right now. But as you can see, I still have a loop nozzle, just like engine 9. It's just compacted in shorter because of the box. Okay, you pull your straps, loop, nozzle, deploys the same. Okay, we'll go over and look at 93. It's a little different. Yeah. All right, here we are at the front of engine 93, just like 92, with the exception of this box is a little deeper. So we come up with a void in the front. Still 150 foot pre-connected, still have your 50 foot dead donut roll in the back. Unbuckle your clips, and for your operators, unbuckle your belts when these clips when you raise the cab up. You still have a loop. The loop is not really defined in the nozzle, but it's on top. Here's your loop, here's your nozzle. I will move the nozzle and show you why we put this nozzle here. There's a void due to the box being a little bigger to keep the hose from falling over. So we still have our nozzle packed in here, our loop on top, loop, nozzle, and deploy.